We have Dr. Carol Stewart. Good morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Animal
Good
science
Monday
and
morning.
stories.
Good morning. Do you all have a good weekend?
Well, we did.
Yes.
And we know yours was busy, and you were just crazy, and you didn't get any sleep.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, see? There you go. Did you have the Belmont winner?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No money. No extra money this month.
Ah, jeez.
I need some help. If someone can... I had two people approach me about putting those spots that are on your website
Yes.
on YouTube, and I don't know how to do that.
I don't either.
If
I can
somebody
look
knows
into
how
it.
to do that,
Yeah.
get in touch with me, because I have no idea how to take an audio file and put it on YouTube.
Right.
But today we're going to talk about baby birds.
Oh.
Baby birds.
Little baby birds.
Yes.
Every spring we go through this, and there's some kid walks up to me and says, "Carol, I found this baby bird." And I'm going, "Oh crap!" And of course you're going, pat them on the head. You're really sweet. Thank you. Where did you find it?
Yeah.
Primarily, the birds that they show up at the door with are robins.
Right.
But all baby birds leave the nest at some point in time, and you really have to make a decision whether or not you want to intervene. And that's a tough decision. It really is.
Because the bird may croak.
And it's a heartbreak situation if you take on a baby bird.
Especially if your little kid finds it.
And you can't say, and this thought's running through your head.
Uh-huh.
But you got to make an effort if they're standing there with it in their little cupped hands.
Yeah.
The first order of business is try to find the nest. Find out where it came from. If it's a fledgling, it has feathers.
Yeah.
And it grips your finger with its claws. It's a fledgling. It can probably survive on its own.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a nestling, its little feet, you touch its little feet and they just stay flat.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that really need to go back to the nest. So if you can find the nest and you can get to the nest without killing yourself, climbing up a tree or whatever, put it back in the nest. That whole thing is, if you touch it, the parents won't feed it.
Right.
Isn't true.
Yeah.
Birds have traditionally have a terrible sense of smell. Owls kill skunks all the time and get sprayed, and they don't pay a bit of attention to it. There's your validity.
Yeah.
So if you can get it back in the nest, put it back in the nest.
Okay.
If you can't, the next best thing to do is if you can find those little green berry baskets or those little woven berry, the berries used to come in.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Put a string through it, tie it as close to the original nest as you can, line it with tissues, and put the baby bird in that. If you don't have a berry basket, you can use a butter bowl, but poke some holes in the bottom in case it rains.
Right.
Because otherwise
you don't want it to drown,
Right, it'll fill up with water and it'll drown. But tie it, as close to the original nest as possible. Put the little bird in there and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to take on feeding a baby bird, you're looking at sunrise to sunset every 15 minutes.
Oh, geez.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm not kidding you.
That's the way Charlie eats.
That's right.
Well,
Do you mean to tell me I've got to chew up a worm and spit it in its mouth?
Man.
Well, you're close. You're close. If you're going to do this, what I've always used was soaked dog food and raw ground beef. Make a mash out of it, and I just use I have a pair of tweezers that are dull. And what you do is you put your hand on the back of the baby bird and use your fingers to tilt the head up, and then you tap the beak with the tweezers, and it'll gape open. And you make sure you don't want to poke it so far down you poke through its throat.
No.
It's got to be on the back of the throat, and when it's full, it'll stop opening its mouth. But it's really an investment to do this.
I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Carol, I got to tell you something. If I find this, it's going to be a little simpler.
Yeah.
I'm putting it in the dumpster.
Well, not a live bird. No, like I said, if they're fledglings, leave them alone. The mother and father will come and find them and feed them. Mortality rate in birdies, unfortunately, is about 85 to 90%.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's really a shame, but...
Let me tell you the shame. It happened last year here. A bird built a nest on one of our outside lights.
That was the little Phoebe you were talking about.
You remember that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Those eggs were just cooked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what happened. The eggs were cooked.
Unfortunately, they have a couple of clutches a year. You know, they kind of make up for it.
Just one little sidelight here. I don't remember where we were. It might have been at the club. We were talking about a bird that kept running into a window. And I mean, getting up and trying it again.
Oh, yeah, mine happens all the time,
Yeah.
because my house is full of windows.
Those are breeding males. They think that their reflection is another male trying to come into their
They're
territory.
trying to fight him.
Yeah.
Now, Neil Rodell has a problem. I read his column yesterday, and he has these two birds that want to live under his patio, and they're pooping everywhere. How do you get rid of birds that want to hang around your patio? I don't think this is nesting necessarily. I think this is
friends do that. I had a pair all winter long under my deck, and they actually were sitting where the dryer vent was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Warm.
Little birds. I mean,
Yeah.
they found the warmest spot they could find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, eventually they left. Now, I did have a problem with robins wanting to nest in the rafters.
Right.
And I just took literally anything, a brick, I have a dog toy in each of the spaces between the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of, if I was really ambitious, I'd take some wire and wire them
Yeah.
out. But I know it's a problem, and the problem with bird poop, and boy, I want to do a whole segment on this, is the disease-carrying properties.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Why don't we save that for tomorrow?
Right.
Because
Well, tomorrow I want to talk about bad breath in dogs.
okay, dog breath.
So do I.
Okay.
All righty.
Yes.
Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate this opportunity, and if you get a baby bird, just remember, it's a real investment of time. You can always call the wildlife rehabilitation people or your vet and find out if somebody does this.
All right.
There are great people who do.
Dr.
got it,
Carol
girl.
Stewart on the web, WFBG.com. Just go there and follow the directions.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, see ya.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
It's 25 minutes past 7 o'clock at WFBG.
Old Glory is one of our